As he swings and hits this one high in the air, right field and deep. All's house on the track. He's at the wall. It'll hit off the top of it. Ricochets back into play. One run is in. On his way to third is Reed Marquardt. He's in standing up with a triple. It's 3-0 Johnnies here in the top of the third. The runners go. This one hit fair down the first base line off the top of the bag. Coming in is Josh Costello. Being held up at third is Reese Berg, and it's an RBI double for Daniel Sherman. Here comes the 0-1. Hit in the air, center field, tailing away. It's into the gap. Being waved around third is Daniel Sherman, pulling into second with a double and the lead. Dom Naject makes it 6-5 Cardinals here in the seventh. Here comes the 0-2 again. On the ground, over to Peacock, picks it on a hop. The throw to first. Let the cowbells ring in St. Paul, because the McAllister Scots are back on top of the MIAC. Bottom of the sixth inning here on the MIAC network. I'm Cooper Lipski, Hunter Hayne. That's him out on the mound. Still rolling in this one. Through 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and most importantly, no runs given up. Got out of a 2-on and scoring position jam in the bottom half of the fifth, as Oron Hinkle will dig in for his third plate appearance this afternoon. First pitch in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Ready to go again. Here is Hayne as he misses outside for a ball. But Hinkle, senior out of Delano, Minnesota, tied for second in the MIAC with 48 runs scored. He's third with 44 RBIs. You can see why he's slotted in that 3 spot with Spurbeck and Gertz, who regularly get on in front of him. Makes it easy. 2-1. Misses down and in. Count 3-1. Hinkle trying to get something going here in the bottom half of the 6th inning against Hunter Hayne, as he'll hit this one on the ground, but a roll foul. Good pick by Coach. As here comes the 3-2. Low for a ball, and the Royals have a base runner here in the 6th. A premium to come by in this one. The first time, or the second time, third time, the leadoff man has reached to begin an inning. Last time, Gertz did it back in the third, a double play. Followed Sam Abbas. First pitch swinging, hits this one high in the air. Amrine back, right in front of the track. He'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. Got it right off the end of the bat, still able to carry out all that way. Kind of heard the sound of it. Didn't sound like he got it all too square. As Seth Nelson digs in. Hayne ready to go. Here's the pitch. In there for a called strike 1. Nelson 0 for 2 in this one up to this point. So here's a pitch home, low and outside. Count evens 1-1. Nelson has jumped around colleges the last 2 years. 2024 with Century College. So he'll line this one in the air, center field, drifting away from Schellenbach. He'll get down for a base hit. Hinkle moves up to second, and Seth Nelson's got himself a base knock. 5th hit given up by Hayne in this one. Able to dump it into center field as Chris Cannon digs in now. Cannon with the 9th highest average in the MIAC. And they'll call upon him to try to bring in some runs here. 4-0. Johnny's in front. Game 3, an elimination game. And this MIAC tournament has been all Johnnies since the first inning. Pitch misses low. Count evens 1-1. Next pitch, line foul up the first base line. Royals 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position here this afternoon. Looking for a big hit here. Can Cannon be the man to do it? Here's a pitch from Hain, as that one well off the plate. Some of the Johnnies didn't like the call, but from where we're sitting, I mean, he really had to pull that one back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, runners on second and first with 1 gone. Hinkle the lead runner. That one off the plate, and the count evens 2-2. Hain at 80 pitches. The 3-2 fouled back. We'll do it again. Ricochets off the netting and almost lands right back on top of Cannon. Cannon with 31 RBIs this year. As here comes the 3-2 from Hain. Hit in the air, center field. This one's going to drop in for a base hit. Being waved around is Hinkle. Throw comes in from Schwellenbach. It's cut off, and the Royals are on the board. Second hit for Chris Cannon in this one. And right now, no hit bigger than that. A single. Dropping it in to score the first run. The tying run comes to the plate, and Tyler Alshouse asking for him to get into one, much like he did yesterday. The pitch from Hain, called for a strike. Alshouse with 2 home runs this year. As he drives this one through the right side for a base hit. Being held up at third is Nelson. And the bases are going to be loaded for Ben Truck. As they have found it against Hain here late. And it looks like we'll have a meeting at the mound here. Nobody getting loose in the Johnny bullpen. Now there's some action. Take you back to how this inning began. Oron Hinkle worked a walk. Then after a fly out of Sam Abbas, a single from Seth Nelson into center. And then Chris Cannon with an RBI single right back up the middle to make it 4-1. And then moments ago, Tyler Alshouse with a single through the right side to load the bases. First bit of trouble Hain has run into in this one, and he's asking for a ground ball. Ben Truck digs in. 3 RBI game yesterday. Also hit a big fly. Keep that in mind. Here's the pitch from Hain. In there at the knees for a called strike 1. Hain with a long pause, now delivers. Fouled up the third base line. He'll be picked by the third base coach. Flipped over to the dugout of the Johnnies. Truck with 8 home runs this season. Total of 31 RBIs. Here's the 1-1. Swings at that one and gets a piece of it. Foul tipped. Looks like it may have taken off the mask of McCurdy. And the count in Hain's favor. Bases full of Royals. Here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 1 run already in. Hunter Hain kicks and deals and strikes out Ben Truck for the second out of the inning. Third strikeout of the day, the second time he's got Truck swinging. As with 2 outs, here's Chris Lavin. Lavin, a player of the week back a few weeks ago, April 27th, he drives this foul ball, long gone, off the side of the Ecolab Brew Hub out there. Hain gets a new ball. No balls, 1 strike. Lavin trying to come through the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. Nelson on third, Cannon on second, and Allshouse on first. Bottom of the 6th inning. Hain ready to go. The pitch home to Lavin. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks. He hops off the mound. Johnny's remain in front. 4-1. We go to the 7th here. You're watching the MIAC Conference Tournament on the MIAC Network.